Hello and welcome to Parc Escales for the final round of games in the 2024 Celtic Challenge. A double-header here today in Llanelli. Later today at 2:30 we'll bring you the Welsh derby between Gwalior Lightning and Brython Thunder. But first up today, it's Edinburgh Rugby against Clovers. Kick-off in about 5 minutes' time. I'm Griff McKee and I'm joined today by Bristol Bears and Wales fullback Courtney Key. Courtney, how are you today?
I'm very well, thanks, Griff. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Very excited for the rugby that's going to take place here in the Llanelli Sun. We're nearing the end of the Celtic Challenge competition this year. How have you enjoyed the Celtic Challenge?
Yeah, it's been absolutely brilliant, hasn't it? You know, it's showcased a lot of talent that we might have, not seen if this hadn't gone ahead. And today, like you said, the sun's shining, so I think it's going to be a fantastic match here today.
Absolutely. And last weekend we saw the Wolfhounds being crowned as champions of the Celtic Challenge. Worthy winners in the end?
Yeah, definitely. We were speaking earlier, weren't we? They've been undefeated throughout. They've carried the momentum throughout the competition really well and obviously gelled as a team. So, yeah, they were definitely worthy winners last week.
Absolutely. So the Wolfhounds came away victorious in the Celtic Challenge this season. And here's confirmation then of the table as it stands. The Wolfhounds undefeated this season at the top of the table. Edinburgh Rugby have already secured their spot in second place, but plenty still to play for here between Clovers and Edinburgh. As Clovers, if they win today and Gwalior Lightning lose, they will end up third in the table. So plenty to play for here at Parc Escales. But let's take a look at what the coaches had to say before kick-off. Claire, it's the final game of the Celtic Challenge. You've only lost once and drawn once. Are you happy with how the campaign's gone?
Yeah, absolutely. We didn't set any expectations at the start, and for us to finish in the top three was really pleasing for us. So yeah, we're getting out today and playing that final game against the Clovers.
You've played the Clovers once before. What sort of dangers do they possess?
Yeah, look, they're a physical side. They want to move the ball as well. It was a tough game, the last one. It was a tight affair until the last 10 minutes. So we're expecting a really close contest again, and hopefully another exciting game. It was a high-scoring match the last time.
What sort of stuff have you been working on towards this game? What are you hoping to see your side achieve in the game today?
Yeah, we've talked a little bit about our game management, especially on the back of the Wolfhounds, how we can control that a little bit more and manage momentum. We've had a couple of disrupted weeks. Obviously, national programmes have started, so we've had to factor that into our training programme with players coming in and out based on national selections. But yeah, we've just been trying to look about our game management and hopefully play the style of rugby that we've been playing all season.
Right, good luck today.
Thank you.
Dennis, it's the last game of the Celtic Challenge today. How pleased are you with the side's development over the tournament?
Yeah, it's been great. It's been great to see a lot of players have actually stood up to it and have developed over the course of the competition, which is great to see. And primarily that was all behind of the competition. So it's great to see, but we're really focused on now of continuing that today.
Absolutely. Today a big game against Edinburgh. You've played them once before. What do you expect from them today?
Yeah, absolutely. We played them over in Edinburgh. A really tough team. Good set piece. Very strong in the middle of the field. So we've got to really tidy up our defensive and win those collisions and not let them get over the gain line, which they did against us over there. So it's an area we focused on. So we hope to clean that area up today.
And the Celtic Challenge is a great opportunity to develop. A lot of your team have been selected for the Ireland squad. How pleased are you with their development over the tournament?
Yeah, it's been really good. It's been great, to be honest with you. Yeah, we've got a lot of girls here that have been involved in our first camp last week, and obviously getting another opportunity here to play, which is the most important. So it's been really good to see that many people that have played in this competition that have now gone on to been into the Irish camp, which is really pleasing. So and they've also developed. Even the seasoned girls that have played with Ireland before have also added more.
Here we go then. The game between Clovers and Edinburgh, the final game in the major playoffs in this season's Celtic Challenge has got underway. And Edinburgh take it well off the kick-off to start proceedings. Sarah Denholm with a big boot down the field, starting in that 10 position. She started every game for Edinburgh as skipper. In the fly half position. It's a good kick to get some territory down the field from Edinburgh and a good exit to start the game. Clovers travelling for the first time in this Celtic Challenge season over to Wales. However, last season, a couple of these players would have played in last season's Celtic Challenge for the combined provinces.
Looking to dent up the middle there. Obviously, some really big ball carries there, Griff, so looking to set the stone early.
Trying to ship the ball out wide was Alana McKinney. Going backwards, good defence from Edinburgh. Patience from Alyssa Hughes. As the ball does come out to the big lock. Dorothy Wall experience, and it's a good kick from the 10, Nicole Fowley. Bounces favourably for Edinburgh. Taken back inside to Nicole Marlowe. Marlowe maybe a bit slow on the ball there. Big tackle from Gorman. And Edinburgh being pinned back in their own 22. Demanding the ball, Alex Stewart, one of the main players for Edinburgh Rugby in this season's Celtic Challenge. Carrying strong, going through the line, lovely line break, good handling as well from the flanker Merrin Gunderson, carrying up to the halfway line. And Edinburgh making good meters here, down towards the far side. Kieran Bell dodging 2 tackles, eventually taken down. But the dangerous winger once again showing her threat on that far side.
We've got the right wing here as well, calling for space. She's identified the space in behind, so it'll be interesting to see if they get it there.
Yes, Rona Lloyd on this right wing. Her first start for Edinburgh Rugby has been involved with the GB7s. It'll be good to see the sort of quality that she brings to the side today.
Yeah, 100%. You know, we all know that she's a fantastic finisher, but also she's a leader in that group as well. So it'll be interesting to see if she can have that effect on the team. You know, with calling what's on and that kind of stuff too.
The referee has blown up for a knock on, and there will be a feed into the scrum for Clovers. Jenny Davis is the referee for today's game between Clovers and Edinburgh here at Parc y Scarlets. The sun is out. It's a lovely day for some good running rugby as well, which is something we're not used to in this part of the world at this time of year.
Absolutely not. And it'll be interesting to see how this scrum goes, Griff. Obviously, last time they played each other, Edinburgh was dominant and they were a lot stronger in the scrum. I think Clovers have got a young front line there, so hopefully they can hold their own and you know, use this scrum attack to their benefit.
Yeah, Megan Collis and Maeve O'Leary in the front row come in to the side this week after starting on the bench last time out against the Wolfhounds. And it looks like a strong shove there from Clovers. The cheeky chip then from Fowley. How's it bounced favourably for Claire Barrett? And there's plenty of space on this left wing. Through the hands it needs to go. A long pass out wide. Alana McKinney collects, but it in fact has gone forward. The referee brings it back for a scrum, but as you mentioned, Clovers' scrum might not have been dominant last time, but they looked like they were evenly matched there.
Absolutely, they were really steady in that scrum, and it was really good to identify that space early. Shame about that forward pass, because there was a lot of space there on that left wing then.
So another early scrum then here between Clovers and Edinburgh in the Llanelli sunshine at Parc y Scarlets. Edinburgh's front row today, Poppy Fletcher, Alia Ronald and Molly Poolman. Ready to go head to head here. And Alia Ronald, hooker for Edinburgh Rugby, in fact earning her first start for the team. So plenty of opportunity here today for players to try and make a statement for themselves, especially as this is the last time they'll play together as a team this season in the Celtic Challenge.
100%, and Ronald is coming back from a long run of injuries as well, so it'll be interesting to see how she gets herself into the game early and see if she can put a mark on the game.
Evenly matched shove from both sides as the ball comes away. Ball is out with Kieran Bell, who's been absolutely elusive in this competition so far this year, beating one defender on that far side. as we come back inside here then. Logan carrying for Edinburgh. Brebner Holden in the 9 position, trying to organise the forwards on the back line, but it looks like it might have been turned over here illegally, deems the referee. And it'll be a penalty to Edinburgh with a big boot of Sarah Denholm. They'll look to get this one right down the field and put themselves in a good position. It is in fact McNamara with the boot, playing 12 for Edinburgh. There's a big carry from the Clovers, cutting through the line. Eva Corey, over the ball goes Edinburgh. It looked to be a good turnover, however, just about holding on to the ball. Now the Clovers, big offload into the middle, and here they come, cutting through the middle. Ivana Kiripiti tackled eventually, but it's inside the 22. Hands needed here from the Clovers, breaking through the line. Niamh O'Dowd, another offload, cutting back inside, but big tackle from Brian McNamara. And she's done absolutely fantastic there to stop what was a guaranteed try for Clara Barrett. But that's the danger that Clovers have, especially with Ivana Kiripati cutting through the line, making huge meters, and once you cut through the middle of the defence, it creates a lot of disruption, a lot of panic, especially in the back line.
Yeah, and it all started from McNamara missing the touchline on her penalty kick, and obviously, like you said, Clovers broke through the middle there, but they did extremely well to stop that try, and now obviously scrum to them.
And it came from the break from Kiripati through the middle. Been involved with Ireland under 20s, currently involved with the Irish Women's Six Nations training squad. And great to see so many faces of the Clovers team involved in those squads, especially looking forward to that Women's Six Nations starting in a couple of weeks' time on the 23rd of March. But it's a big scrum here. Edinburgh need a good platform to be able to exit. It's a big shove from Clovers. That's a good tackle it is as well from Alicia Hughes. Sharp onto Freya Walker. And a big hit from both locks for the Clovers, combining efficiently. And down the field it goes. A big boot, great collection. Alana McKinney. Inside it goes. Corey. And it's Clovers who are looking more dangerous at the start of this big clash at Parc y Scarlets. Cutting one way, back the other goes Kayla Waldron. O'Dowd. The arm is out from the referee. Here we go, an opportunity then for Clovers to try and throw this about. They come towards this near side. Corey. Good offloading skills needed on this near side. Big tackle on Haleman. But Clovers are back into the 22. And again, eager to try and get some points on the board. This Irish side. Good flat pass into O'Dowd, who's carried efficiently in this first half. Towards this near side they come again. Rona Lloyd with a tackle on O'Leary. No advantage, says the referee. However, it's good to see Clovers throwing the ball around well. Good handling skills. They're keeping it alive and they're looking to go from edge to edge.
Yeah, they've come hungry today, haven't they? They've really put a shift in this first 10 minutes. Hopefully, that'll be transformed into points for them now, but obviously they have to take this close to the touchline there now.
Nicole Foley lining up her kick towards that far side. It's a solid kick from the fly half. And it's a big opportunity for Clovers. First line out of the game in a promising position. And this is exactly what the forwards want. Get the driving maul going here and who knows what can happen. Maeve O'Leary with her first feed into the line out. Campbell and Dorothy Wall ready to collect, and it was Dorothy Wall, the skipper for the Clovers, collecting at the top of the line out, and they're still coming forward here. The Clovers. Looks like the ball is on the deck, but it's still with the Clovers at the moment. Big carry from O'Dowd. This time it will be Kiripati. The ball has been spilled forward though from the number 8, and it's relief for Edinburgh, but disappointment for the Clovers. Another entry to the 22, and they come away empty-handed.
Fantastic defence there from Edinburgh, though. They managed to stop their maul that looked quite impressive, and then obviously stop that ball there just before the try line. So really impressive defence.
Absolutely. I've seen that a few times from Edinburgh as well this year, especially with their visits down to Wales against Gwalior Lightning and Brython Thunder. Their defensive effort and the resilience they have, they just don't quit, do they, Edinburgh? They keep going until the last moment, and this is why they've done so well this season in the Celtic Challenge.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of people say, games are won on defence, and I think Edinburgh are showing that clearly in the games that they've been playing. So that'll definitely come in handy today, especially with Clover's attack looking so good.
Brebner Holden feeds, and they come away with the ball. The ball is out with Kieran Bell, trying to go round the winger on the far side. And she's been shoved into touch. Potentially a big error from Edinburgh there. The option of the kick would have been what we would have expected to see from that position.
Yeah, so close to your try line, exiting is probably what you'd want to do. Brave to go and play out of the 22, but obviously in this circumstance there, it hasn't gone their way. So
yeah, disappointment for Edinburgh. But an opportunity for Dennis Fogarty's side to go again, but this time it's spilled forward on the top from Ruth Campbell. And Edinburgh have another opportunity to try and exit their 22 here. A couple of swift passes breaking through the line. Penalty advantage for knock-on, says the referee, so they'll go back. And this time McNamara will have the opportunity to exit. For the Clovers, 2 line-outs, 2 misses. They'll be disappointed with themselves. And it's a good exit from McNamara, who's been so efficient for Edinburgh throughout this tournament. And back into the side, starting 12 and 13, McNamara, Nicole Flynn, Lisa Thompson and Emma Orr not available for Edinburgh this week. And there'll be 2 players that Edinburgh will miss hugely because they're so influential on the way they play, and with the style that Edinburgh have gone for this season, they'll be thoroughly missed today for the Edinburgh side. Ball stolen, huge tackle. And there's Brianna Haleman, who's taken that huge hit. Penalty advantage, Clovers. And it's again the Clovers who are attacking. Penalty, they've gone quickly. Another opportunity for the Clovers to put it in the corner, but they need to start coming away with points here, because we know how Edinburgh like to play. They play until the last minute. They got some late tries this season to secure victories. If Clovers don't start putting points on the board with this momentum they have at the moment, Edinburgh can easily come back into the game.
Yeah, definitely. I think momentum's such a big thing, especially in games like this. So, like you said, there's been many entries to the 22 now that they definitely need to come away with points.
Needs to be accurate from the hooker. Not quite for O'Leary. And coming away with the ball, Edinburgh. But it's a big counter once again from the Clovers. Penalty advantage to Edinburgh. Has been quite messy from both sides. Not quite putting stuff together, especially in the red zone. It'll be a shame for the Clovers once again coming away empty-handed from the 22.
I think there's just some nerves that need to settle in there, but both teams are needing to settle the nerves, but especially Clovers being down in, like you said, the red zone and not coming away with points. That's something that they really need to change.
Edinburgh's first line out. Alia Ronald of the Uni of Edinburgh, ready to feed this one. Right in front of the Parc Escalas tunnel, and it is successful. And here they go. Natasha Logan at the top of that line out. The penalty advantage is for Edinburgh. And Rona Lloyd on this near side is screaming for the ball to get shipped all the way across. However, at the moment, Edinburgh are holding it here. Kieran Bell cutting inside, finding the gap. A line break for Kieran Bell. She's taken down, but there's still an opportunity here for Edinburgh. It does go forward off the hands of Sarah Denholm, but it was Kieran Bell once again dangerous in the loose. When she finds some space, she does tend to punish the defence.
She's managing to find space out of nowhere as well, you know, up on her left wing. She's coming off, working off her wing and finding dents in between, which is vital for this Edinburgh getting into the 22 of the Clovers. So yeah, she'll be really happy with that break. Obviously a shame for the knock on after that, but
Kieran Bell, 5 tries this season in the Celtic Challenge, has been called up into the Scotland training squad, and that's absolutely what the Celtic Challenge is all about, giving people the opportunity. Kieran Bell has taken the opportunity with both hands, and she's now reaping the rewards in the Scotland training squad.
Definitely, and she's such a confident player. You can see that with her positioning in defence. Obviously, like we just mentioned, finding gaps in attack. So it's amazing that she's been called up into the squad.
Peeling away with the ball. Clovers, big kick down the field from Foley, looking for touch. It's a fantastic kick from the 10. And they've put Edinburgh back into their own half. And they'll have to work hard again, Edinburgh, here to try and get up the field. But it's been a tight affair so far between Clovers and Edinburgh. Just under 20 minutes played. It's clear that these two sides are evenly matched. Yeah, Nicole Foley in the Ireland Six Nations squad. It's clear to see the skills she has, especially from the boot. Line out not straight, deems the referee. So we'll see another scrum here, as both sides have been very, very equally matched in these scrums early doors in the game. And it will be Clovers' ball. Quite a flat back line they've got at the moment. Be interesting to see what the Clovers do from this position. Good shove from both sides as the ball comes out. The flat line and the flat pass, as the ball has been looked to be knocked forward by Edinburgh. The referee will go back. Sounds like it could have been a deliberate knock on from Edinburgh, and another chance for Nicole Foley to put this towards the corner. It's a good kick as well from Foley, reliable from the boot is Nicole Foley.
It's a fantastic kick there, Griff, but the line out with the Clovers hasn't been functioning as well as they would have hoped, so hopefully that now that they're down in the 22 again, this can be a successful line out.
It's about the confidence as well, because it's not always down to the hooker. A lot of people might look at when the line out's going on and blame the hooker, but there's so many elements that go into the line out, that the jumpers, the lifters, it's all got to be on song to get it correct.
Absolutely, timing is massive. So like you said, that one's obviously functioned really well, but they would have spoken about that going into that one to make sure it definitely was a successful line out.
The ball not quite held on to by Kiripati, but eventually taken back into hand for Clovers is Nevo Dowd. Clovers once again attacking that Edinburgh backline. It's a penalty, not releasing. And another opportunity goes begging for the Clovers, and Edinburgh get away with this one. But the coaches for the Clovers, they must be getting rather frustrated by now, especially with how many entries into the 22 they're getting.
Yeah, definitely, and obviously it's credit to Edinburgh as well. Like we've spoken about, their defence has been outstanding, and the amount of turnovers that they've had in that red zone has been credit to them.
Doesn't find touch this time. McNamara, opportunity for the Clovers to get back onto the Edinburgh defence, who's worked so hard in the first half. Over the ball went Alex Stewart, but still with possession of the ball. Clovers sniping around the breakdown. Alyssa Hughes making huge meters, tackled by McNamara. But they're close to that line once again on the far side. Corey. Edinburgh's defence organised, and it's Nevo Dowd carrying this time for the Clovers. Through the forwards they go. Ball out. And another big carry over the gain line. Once again they go. The backs getting involved this time. Waldron cutting against the grain. But the Edinburgh defence holding firm at the moment. Big carry from Maeve O'Leary. And they go back towards the far side. Ruth Campbell. O'Dowd. It's another big carry from the Clovers. They're ever close to the try line. This is a big opportunity here. Big tackle from McNamara, and the ball's been spilled forward in the end. And it was the inside centre, Kayla Waldron, who spilled it, and her frustration does spill over, and she gives away a penalty in the end. And the Clovers miss another good opportunity, but Edinburgh's defence, again, flawless. And this time the exit is good from Brian McNamara, but it must be tiring for Edinburgh having to put that defensive effort in, consistently throughout this game so far.
Definitely, and we're seeing that Clovers are doing it really well. They're going through the middle of the ruck, so Edinburgh really need to tighten up their A's and B's around the ruck to stop that happening, because like you said, it's really tiring having to chase back, especially when it's all dog-leg defence. They need to just tighten up around the rucks and then come off the line as a unit.
It's a good line out from Edinburgh. Doesn't quite make the hands of Alex Stewart, but they get the ball back in hands. Into the hole. Kieran Bell coming round again, peeling away. Beats one, beats another. A fantastic carry from Bell. Doesn't need help from Prona Lloyd that time, but Lloyd supporting in the breakdown. Good tackle from Nevo Dowd. It's a looping pass towards McNamara. Good carry once again from the inside centre. The ball shipped out wide, trying to get around the defence once again, but Clovers get across well. Good tackle from Kiripati, and they have stripped the ball away, and it will be a feed to the scrum for the Clovers. And another scrum, and this has been a very even game so far, it must be said. Both teams not giving each other an inch, and if anything, Clovers potentially slightly on top, with their entries into the 22. Edinburgh might need to be a bit more disciplined with the ball in hand to try and create an opportunity.
Absolutely, it's just being clinical with that ball, isn't it? You can't attack without the ball, so keeping that ball and having that ball retention is key. So that's something that Edinburgh need to really work on.
And Edinburgh, they've not really been deep into the Clovers half so far this game. Do you think with the boot of Brian McNamara, maybe try and put a kick in behind, try and put some pressure on the Clovers backline could be a good option?
Yeah, definitely. They haven't been down there at all, so we haven't been able to see how they execute in the red zone. Obviously McNamara's got the boot, but she's also such a vital ball carrier, so I think that she's going to be key in getting the Edinburgh team down into their 22.
Yeah, quick stoppage in play here. an injury for one of the Clovers players. It looks like it is Ruth Campbell, the lock on the floor, the 20-year-old versatile lock. And another one of the Clovers players involved with Ireland's Six Nations team. And with the Six Nations on the horizon, it's a good opportunity for you to scout out some of the opposition, Courtney.
Yeah, definitely. It's really good to see that so many players have been picked up from these games into the senior squads. But like you said, definitely a good opportunity for me to see who's standing out in each team.
And great to see so many of both sides being selected in their national teams, training squads, and for the Six Nations. It just proves the worth of the Celtic Challenge, and it proves that this is a good platform for players to develop going on to the future.
Yeah, definitely. You can see players building confidence all throughout the games as well, which will be vital going into the Six Nations, because if they've had a run of really good performances, then that'll just carry through with their national teams. So yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah, some support have come down from Scotland and made the long journey down to Parc y Scarlets for the second time this season for Edinburgh. Last time they were here, victorious they were against Brython Thunder. Brython Thunder 17, Edinburgh 22 was the final score in that game, and they came from behind as well in that game. Edinburgh showed fantastic mentality to come back into the game. And at the moment, they're holding firm. Both teams yet to get some points on the board. They'll reset this scrum. But with the Clovers feeding into the scrum, looking at their back line, it's very flat. A potential option of a kick here might be a good option.
Yeah, I think that they've definitely scouted out the backfield and tried to see where that space is. But this is definitely a move off the paddock, isn't it? So I'll be excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, the right winger, Claire Gorman, tucked just behind Nicole Fowley as well. So it's a big 15 minutes to go in the first half at Parc y Scarlets. Both teams evenly matched, both teams even in the scrum as well, peeling away. Hughes over to the winger this time, Gorman with space. The grubber is good. Who's going to get there first? It will be Edinburgh, and the ball is grounded by Sarah Denholm. And it's good recovery from Edinburgh, but it was a clever kick as well from Claire Gorman, seeing the space, and there was a lot of pressure on the Edinburgh backline there to get first.
That was a fantastic play from the scrum. Obviously, everyone setting on the open side meant that the defence came round and followed, so then it opened up the blind side there for the winger. And like you said, perfect bit of play there with the kick.
Some confusion. But it will be a 5-metre scrum for the Clovers, carried over. But there was a lot of pressure on Edinburgh. I wouldn't be surprised if they were to have tried to ease the situation as quickly as possible, and maybe a lapse in concentration from Sarah Denholm, grabbing it before it crossed the line. But it's a huge chance here, and Kiripati would normally come away with this one, but it's the backs trying to create something happen. Waldron absorbed by the Edinburgh defence, and they go back the way they came. And it is Niamh O'Dowd once again carrying for the Clovers. Patience shown by Alyssa Hughes, the scrum half for the Clovers. Big carry from Dorothy Wall, but it looks like the Edinburgh defence is pretty well organised at the moment. O'Dowd tackled well. This time they come out into Ruth Campbell, who's just come back up off an injury, still eager to get her hands on the ball. There's a break in the line here, going through all the way. First try of the game for Clovers, and it's Clara Barrett crossing the line, her fourth try. I was convinced that it was a try. but the referee has not awarded the try. I'm not too sure what the referee's seen there, potentially held up. It must be said, fantastic defence from Edinburgh to get away with that one, but it looked like Clara Barrett was for sure going to cross over to get that try, but fantastic defence again from Edinburgh. This time breaking through the line, it was Kiripati for Clovers. They go into the far side. They come back towards us. Big carry once again from Clovers. Back the way they came. Goes Hughes, but it is knocked on off the hands of Alana McKinney. And again, it's Edinburgh's defence. It's been tested all game, but they are doing fantastically here to keep Clovers down to 0 points.
They've done outstanding, haven't they? That's so many opportunities now that Clovers have had. So there's going to be a lot of frustration in the team. They just need to try and remain positive and just keep going. Obviously, they're putting that pressure on the Edinburgh defence, and hopefully they'll come away with points at some point.
But it must be said, in the phase before that, Clara Barrett, I was absolutely certain she was going to score. And the fact that Edinburgh got back to hold that one up, it's unbelievable defence. Brebner Holden ready to feed this one back to the scrum. We've seen plenty of scrums so far this first half, and they've been very, very equal so far, but the referee arm out. Penalty advantage for Edinburgh. It looked like the Clovers' scrum was going forward, however near side could have been Nevo Dowd pushing up, and it wasn't quite correct from the Clovers, and it's a good opportunity for Edinburgh to exit. And McNamara will need to find touch from this position, but again, Edinburgh pinned so deep in their own half. They've out of around 31 minutes in this first half, I'm sure they've been in their own 22 for about 25 of them.
I think you're right there, Griff, and it just shows the testament to their defence and how they're able to get off the line and put the pressure on the Clovers. They're a tough team to score against.
Both coaches mentioned in their pre-match interviews how tight the game was last time between Clovers and Edinburgh. The final score was Edinburgh 35, Clovers 21, but both coaches mentioned how tight it was. We can see why the game was so close last time, because these two are going head to head again today, and it's fantastic to see that they're so evenly matched.
Yeah, in all aspects of the game as well, Griff. You know, the set piece has been so evenly matched. Line-out hasn't functioned as well as it could have for Clovers, but they've still managed to create opportunities when they've come. So
inside and out goes Alana McKinney, eventually tackled. There's Sarah Denholm on this right hand side for the Edinburgh defence. Big tackle once again, pouncing on to the Clovers attack. Kieran Bell goes for a big hit on Brianna Haleman. Haleman coming out on top, and it's a penalty again for Edinburgh. All over the ball, stripping it away. And once again, it's the Edinburgh defence that are superior, and over the ball, it is Alex Stewart, who's been immense for Edinburgh all season. That's a big kick from McNamara. And finally, Edinburgh get back into the Clovers half. Just around 6 minutes to go in this first half. it's been a very tight affair, Courtney, and it's tough to say who's really on top because Edinburgh have looked so comfortable in defence.
Yeah, I think obviously Clovers has had the majority of the possession, but their attack has been quite sideways, so it's easy for the defence to get off the line and defend that. I think maybe they need to start sending some short runners that are real potential options, just so that there's difference in their attacks, so it's harder for Edinburgh to defend.
It's an injury here for Edinburgh. I believe it might be Freya Walker. There was a knock on in the line out again, and it was Edinburgh's feed that didn't quite go to hand this time. And so far this game we haven't seen much of the ball going from side to side for Edinburgh. It'd be good to see a bit more of the likes of Nicole Marlowe, Rhona Lloyd and Kieran Bell get the ball in hands because they're such exciting players to watch.
Yeah, and there's been space as well on this right-hand side, so it's, you know, there's the opportunities there to get into the 22 and even score tries, but it's just getting the ball there, which is obviously testament to Clover's defence as well, and a little bit of nerves, I think, in this first half that are slowly settling down.
Yeah, it's a big game for both sides. Edinburgh already secured their second place position, so they will be runners up in this Celtic Challenge competition, but there's still enough for Clovers to play for. You can almost tell that potentially they're playing for something in their attacks. They're clearly eager to try and get over the line. They're showing a bit more on the ball than Edinburgh, and if they win, they put a lot of pressure on Gwalia Lightning in the game later on to go out and get a victory of themselves. Yeah,
they've been very clinical in attack. They just need to obviously finish off those opportunities when they get into the 22, but they've definitely come out fighting today. Obviously on a neutral ground as well, there's no home advantage to either team, so I think Clovers are really jumping on that, and like you said, they've been very exciting in attack, and I'm pretty sure they'll come away with points if they keep going and putting that pressure on Edinburgh.
It's going to be hard for Edinburgh to hold the Clovers out all game with the pressure that they're applying onto their defence. It looks like Freya Walker is back on her feet. She's going to continue. She's been a key player as well this year for Edinburgh. And they'll go to battle again in the scrum, which has been very, very evenly matched. And so far, neither side yet to get points on the board here at Parc y Scarlets. The first of two games here today. Clovers against Edinburgh currently, and later on Brython Thunder against Gwalia Lightning. The Welsh derby will take place here at 2:30. But at the moment, it is this game in the major playoffs of the Celtic Challenge. A nice flat pass, good offload, trying to find the winger cutting back inside. McKinney. There's Rhona Lloyd with a good tackle on her, but great to see Clovers trying to get the ball out wide. And they go again through the 10 into Dorothy Wall, another big carry. Foley trying to direct the play. Inside it went to Maeve O'Leary. O'Dowd, offload attempted. Not quite finding Dorothy Wall. Flat pass into Kiripati. And they do find space eventually, this time through Kayla Waldron. But turned over on Edinburgh once again, proving their worth in defence. Big counter-ruck from Clovers, and have they stolen it? And it looks like it is Brebna Holden with the ball on the floor. Good carry from Pullman. And Edinburgh with some good ball in hand here, just inside their own half. But they're looking to play, they're not looking to go for the boot and look for territory. Another flat pass into Pullman. But Clovers, their defence is Very flat, very strong. Edinburgh not making much meters here. Potentially look to change things up. As we see the kick option from Sarah Denhull, taken by Kieran Bell on the far side. Support is there from the Edinburgh team. Denholm into Pullman again. The first phase of meaningful possession for Edinburgh for the majority of this first half. Flat pass into Alex Stewart, but it's good defence from Clovers. The ball is out. Penalty it is to Edinburgh. Hands on the floor. And Edinburgh will be relieved to see the arm of the referee up there, because it looked like the ball just about bobbled out into Maeve O'Leary, the Clovers hooker. But an opportunity here for Edinburgh to try and get into the 22 for the first time, well, I believe, in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Griffin. That was such an exciting passage of play, but you can see that Clovers are intending to really disrupt the ruck. They're going in for jackals, they're counter-rucking, putting 2 or 3 players in, and it's really slowing down Edinburgh's ball, so it's a fantastic tactic from them. It's just obviously when it doesn't go to plan, then they give away penalties, but that was unlucky. I think it had bounced out.
But we've seen both teams' defensive effort there. Clovers not really giving Edinburgh any meters there. The Clovers were going maybe at most 5 meters ahead. They've done fantastically there to just hold them just inside their own half. It's just a shame that they gave away the penalty in the end. An injury, it looks like. As we take a closer look at what's happened, I believe it might be Megan Collis, as she receives some treatment. Eager to carry on though. Get some tape on there. And she'll carry on as we see, well, it looks like Edinburgh are going to go for a scrum here. Would you have gone for a scrum or maybe look for touch?
I think McNamara she's had 50% where she's made touch and where she hasn't, so maybe she doesn't back herself to get that kick. So I think scrum is a good option if you're not feeling 100% confident in your kick.
Edinburgh loaded on this near side. Kieran Bell is hiding just behind the scrum. As Brebner Holden prepares to feed into this scrum, it'll be good to see what Edinburgh have planned here, what they've got up their sleeves. Big shove from Clovers. The ball is secured. Out it comes, Brebner Holden. Flat pass into McNamara, breaking through one side, beats the fullback. All the way through goes Brian McNamara. And just like that, Edinburgh Rugby are ahead after defending their own line for so long in this first half. One chance is what they needed, and Brian McNamara takes it with both hands.
What a fantastic move off the scrum that was as well. She managed to break 2 defenders. She obviously backs her ball carrying skills there, Griff, and yeah, fantastic carry from her, resulting in a try.
And beating the fullback with ease, inside, outside, taking the fullback on. And the defensive team, Clovers, they must be absolutely stunned, because they've been on top for most of this first half, playing in the Edinburgh 22. Out of nowhere, they're behind.
And we mentioned, didn't we, Edinburgh fantastic at coming from behind as well. So, that might be a momentum shift now that Clovers need to watch out for.
What a try from Brian McNamara off the back of the scrum. We were questioning maybe if they should have gone for the line out or not, but McNamara showing her skills with the ball in hand as she crosses for another try in the orange of Edinburgh this season. Nicole Marlowe ready to put this one between the posts. Edinburgh Rugby are ahead in this clash between Clovers and Edinburgh here at Parc y Scarlets. Clovers 0, Edinburgh Rugby 7. And it was Brian McNamara with the try. But if you're a Clovers player, you must be bitterly disappointed. Edinburgh have only had one meaningful attack and they've scored. Clovers has been in the 22 camping for about 20 minutes in this first half.
Yeah, and I think it's defensively, isn't it? You know, Clovers have put in a massive shift at around the halfway point of the pitch, but when it comes to the 22, obviously Edinburgh are clinical in their attacks, so the defence just needs to be better there, Griff.
Edinburgh still running it out here. Look to keep the ball in hand. Another good carry. Oh, huge tackle from Maeve O'Leary. But here's the opposite number, Alia Ronald, with the ball on the floor for Edinburgh. Down the field they go then. Brian McNamara. Ball straight down Eva Corey's channel. And here she is again. It's not Corey, it's in fact Kayla Waldron. Good feet, making good meters. And Clovers will be very, very eager to get on the board before half-time. Especially seeing as they've been the ones with most possession, most territory in this first half. They'll want to score to change the momentum going in to half-time. Big tackle on the far side. It looks like it's been carried over. Quick chat between the referee and the AR. And it is half-time here at Parc y Scarlets. Clovers probably the more dominant side in this first half, but it is Edinburgh ahead. Clovers 0, Edinburgh 7. And until that try, there wasn't much to talk about, but Brian McNamara, Courtney, what a try.
A fantastic try from McNamara, and also we have to credit their defence as well. Clovers have been down in the 22 most of the game, as we mentioned, and they haven't come away with points, and I do really think that's credit to Edinburgh's defence. Obviously Clovers will be disappointed going in at half-time behind, but they've been on top in attack. So.
And if you're a player in the Clovers dressing room at the moment, 7 points down, there's still a lot of time in this game to back in there. They've shown what they can do. They can definitely get back into this game. They just need to try and be more clinical in the 22.
Yeah, that's definitely it. That's exactly what I'd be saying as a coach. You know, they've created so many opportunities. It's just about finishing them now. So if they can kind of do that in the second half, they'll come away with points.
So the half-time score, Clovers 0, Edinburgh 7, and we'll discuss more of the first half here shortly. But before we do, let's have a look back at the highlights from last weekend's action. It was the Irish Derby from Musgrave Park in Cork as Clovers took on the Wolfhounds.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Kingspan Stadium in Belfast. This is a huge Irish battle ahead. We've got the Wolfhounds against the Clovers in this Celtic Challenge match, the second week of the playoffs. Referee today in the middle, Andrew Mitchell, to get the game underway. Little bit of a change direction. They're screaming out there. I hope you can pick that up on the mics because they're super working just a little bit of a miscommunication, and all of a sudden here's the pace that we talked about. Nobody's going to catch her. They're going to cut across. Corey's making a great attempt to get her, but nobody's going to catch her once she had that ball in hand. Well, eventually, just on a plate, that's exactly what they need. Nice quick ball, change of direction. A little bit of an opportunity on. Is she going to get through? Oh, that's a brilliant try. And that was not easy. That had to be powered over, change of direction, quick feet. And look, the secondary drives on, and the whitewash is close. Oh, and that's an outstanding try from the Clovers. Oh, there's smiles all around, and that was phenomenally worked. They're now underneath the sticks. Good carry by Daly. Good defence so far, but you kind of feel that, yes, it was coming. Hannah O'Connor this time powers over to it. 1 metre away, here we go. Wolfhounds again, look, there's that latch drive. Pushing, powering, just short this time. Just work. It's OL's units, but this time they don't need the unit. It's straight over, the attacks can come from anywhere. And right back in the danger zone. And suddenly there's a little bit of space if they can shift it out left. Good carry again. Lovely hand sidestep, good tackle.
Bit high from Kate Flannery there.
Yeah. Oh, there's a bit of space right inside, and that's brilliantly worked. Katie Whelan, ever the sniper. The Wolfhounds again, a little bit of a change direction, a little bit of a turn of pace. Ailsa Hughes, she thought about that there. She wasn't too sure what she was going into. Oh, that basketball pass. Look at that over the top. Oh, the skill levels. Wow, there's big celebration for that one. Good tackling by the Wolfhounds. Scramble defence looking well. Clovers right through the middle. Oh, and there's the try. Beth Buttimer, I mentioned just moments ago, try against the Wolfhounds. She must have heard me. She got another. Keen to get her forwards into position just so she can get that little bit of extra space. Now, Wolfhounds on the halfway line. There's a little bit of space out right if they can use it. Lovely offloads there. That was fantastic work. And here we go, all the way out. Slips a tackle, all the way. Corrigan hat-trick. They make it look easy, don't they? They make it look easy. But I think we're safe to say at this point in time that this match, and in fact this whole championship, has really just been an incredible time for the Wolfhounds. They've just, from the start of this tournament right the way through, they've really just put their stamp on it as the dominant team in this event, and they're worthy champions, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think obviously credit to Neil Elkhorn and his management team and the players, the way they've conducted themselves with all the changes. I think they're well-deserved winners on the night, and it's great to see that we've such depth, and obviously to see the development of players coming.
And here we go.
Oh.
And Clovers have the final word. I think it was a joint score there. I think both Campbell and Hellman both had their hands in the ball at the same time. Brilliant finish to this game. 47-26 with a kick still to come, and that's brilliant to see that they're still pushing on right to past the 80th minute. But the big news of the day is, of course, that Wolfhounds are the Celtic Challenge champions for 2024, and very well deserved.
Okay, Neil, congratulations. A comprehensive win there in the end by the Wolfhounds to claim that trophy.
Yeah, look, brilliant. The girls worked really hard after last week, and they showed it today what they all can do.
Absolutely. And Clovers didn't give up anything easy there. They even stood up even more in that second half.
No, it's what we expected today. It was going to be a tough task. The girls did really well first half. Obviously, give plenty of people opportunity, and it's great for us to come away with the win.
All right, congratulations, Neil. I think we have a trophy presentation to head to now, so enjoy those celebrations.
Thank you very much. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Here we go. So there it is, the Celtic Challenge champions for 23-24 are the Irish Wolfhounds, and very well deserved.
Yeah, a big victory for the Wolfhounds last weekend against the Clovers to secure their top spot. Undefeated this year in the Celtic Challenge and deserved champions. Here's the table, and Edinburgh Rugby are currently sat in second place, and with this victory they will confirm second place as well. But the Clovers still have a chance to leapfrog Gwalia Lightning to finish in the third position. Gwalia Lightning take on Brython Thunder later on today in that game, and they could also finish third as long as they win this afternoon against Brython Thunder in the Welsh Derby. It's been a tight first half here at Parc y Scarlets between Clovers and Edinburgh. The half-time score, Clovers 0, Edinburgh 7. And before that try from McNamara, there wasn't much to talk about other than both defences being absolutely exceptional in the first half.
Yeah, as we were speaking about earlier, the defence has been, on form from both teams. Obviously, there was a held-up try down in the, unfortunate for Clovers, but Edinburgh defence was just on form in the first half. So yeah, obviously a shame for Clovers for Edinburgh to just take that lead just before half-time there.
And as we said just before, Clovers have been on top for most of the half. If you're a player for the Clovers, you're going to be very, very disappointed to not come away with any points in that first half.
Yeah, definitely. But again, we spoke about it, didn't we? It's about remaining positive and just kind of taking the positives from that first half into the second half, and then being clinical and finishing them opportunities off that they did create.
And McNamara with that beautiful solo try, it was the only thing that differentiated between both halves, both sides in the first half. That's the sort of quality she has in the bank. She can create something from nothing.
Yeah, definitely. She's a fantastic ball carrier, and if she was on my team, she's the person I'd be giving the ball to. But, Clover's defence, that would probably be a bit disappointed from them, as she took on 2 players, and it was quite an easy try for her. But again, yeah, she's got that star quality where she can do that from nothing.
So if you're a Clovers coach or a manager, what would you be saying in the changing room half-time? Because they're definitely in the game. They just need to be a bit more clinical. That's
exactly what I would say. It's just being clinical in that last phase of play. I think that they've attacked the ruck really well, and they've gone through the middle a few times. So it's just kind of, as you get to the line, just trying to be a bit more focused and obviously just be clinical and finish.
Absolutely. So half-time score between Clovers and Edinburgh was Clovers 0, Edinburgh 7. It was a close half here in the first game of 2 at Parc Scarlets this afternoon. After this one, we've got another one. It's a Welsh derby between Brython Thunder and Gwalia Lightning. As we see, Gwalia Lightning have arrived here at Parc Scarlets. They've been excellent this season. They've got 2 victories, 3 losses. However, 2 of those 3 losses were from a couple of points, so they've been absolutely magnificent this season. What do you make of the Gwalia Lightning team?
They've been fantastic. They've really gelled as a team, and like you said, the 2 matches that they have lost have been within 1 or 2 points, so it's been really disappointing for them. But to show what they can do with such a young team as well, you would class them inexperienced, but they've managed to just be really, really clinical in everything that they've done. Their kicking game has been really strong, and I've been really impressed with them so far.
And Brython Thunder, this is one of their home grounds. They're back here again to play against Gwalia Lightning. Brython Thunder, they've got so many Welsh internationals. It's hard to look past the quality they have and what they bring into the team.
Definitely, and if we look at the weather today compared to last time they played Gwalia, it's a lot different. The kicking game probably won't come in as much as it did in that rainy Rodney Parade. But what I will say is that they've been a team that has created momentum throughout the whole tournament, and they've just got better and better. So I think it's going to be a really tight match later on.
And one of the experienced heads in that team is Sioned Harris, who's recently announced that she will be retiring from rugby after this game today. Just a word on Sioned. How influential has she been on not just women's rugby in Wales, but just rugby in general in Wales?
Yeah, absolutely. She's been fantastic. She's represented her country 68 times. She's gone to 4 World Cups. I don't think there's enough that can be said about that. A lot of people won't have achieved anything near that in their careers. And yeah, she's just been fantastic, and I'd be excited to see how she performs today in her last game.
And the way she's helped a lot of the youngsters as well in this tournament. She's been here with Brython Thunder. She's certainly tried to showcase her experience and guide them through this tournament, which is a nice way to end the career as well, as, developing the next generation.
Definitely, she's a natural leader, and I've seen that myself coming in underneath her into the Welsh squad. She knows the game inside and out, and she's a really good way of explaining that to you. And also, as her being a teacher, her legacy's going to continue on with those pupils that she's bringing up as well. So yeah, she's definitely inspiring the next generation, and she'll continue to do so.
And it's going to be a tight game later on. Who do you reckon is going to come out on top?
It's a close one, but I really do think Brython's got that home advantage today, and I definitely think that they're going to be wanting to right the wrongs from the last time these 2 met. So maybe Brython, but yeah, I'm not sure.
That game between Brython Thunder and Gwalia Lightning will be kicking off at 2:30 here at Parc Scarlets. So stay tuned for that one later on. However, second half of this game between Edinburgh Rugby and Clovers will be coming up soon. First half was very, very tight. Both defences absolutely on song. But this second half, we hope to see some more points. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, definitely.
More than 1 try, regardless. But that 1 try in the first half, McNamara, beautiful individual effort. And if you're an Edinburgh Rugby coach, you're probably thinking, if we've managed to weather the storm in the first half, why can we not just go out in the second half and put some more pressure of our own on Clovers' defence?
Definitely. They've managed to obviously keep the score to 0 for Clovers, and the momentum that they will now have going in with 7 points up, that'll probably carry through for them in the second half, and it would just be nice to see them play a bit more attacking rugby and get into the 22 a bit more. So hopefully that's what we see now in the second half, and they'll be putting the pressure on Clovers' defence.
And the Clovers team, the starting 15, there's 7 players who are involved in the Island Women's Six Nations squad. They've definitely got the experience in the squad to get over the line. They'll just need to be a bit more together in that final in the 22, because that's where the points get scored, and they just need to be a bit more tight in that position.
Yeah, and just hold on to the ball, Griff. You can't score if you don't have the ball, so it's just a case of maintaining that, retaining it, and then being clinical.
Yeah, this is a quick look at the Clovers lineup as the Clovers make their way out for the second half. Plenty of talent in that squad. And there was only 5 changes that the coaches made before this game today, following their loss against Wolfhounds last weekend. And we'll have a quick look at the Edinburgh team as well. Poppy Fletcher, Alia Ronald and Molly Poolman for the first time starting as a trio in the front row. Centres, Brian McNamara and Nicole Flynn are in, following Lisa Thompson and Emma Orr unavailable due to injury. And then Rona Lloyd, the star of GB7, starting on the wing for Edinburgh Rugby. And we haven't seen much of Rona in the first half. It'd be good to see the Edinburgh side get the ball into hands a bit more, because she's certainly got the wheels to get around the Clovers defence, and she's a certain star in that Edinburgh lineup.
And she's a clinical finisher as well, so if she can get the ball in space, you can guarantee yourself some points there for Edinburgh.
Edinburgh back out on the field, ready for the second half. Currently leading 7 points to 0. As we hear some of the Edinburgh travelling support showing their appreciation for their side in the first half. Referee ready to get this back underway. Thumbs up all around. The last half of rugby in the Celtic Challenge for both these sides. Clovers, a victory will take them above Gwalia Lightning before Lightning play later on this afternoon. O'Leary breaking through the line, tried to offload, slightly messy. However, Clovers do retain the ball. O'Dowd carrying efficiently down the field. There you go, it's a good chase from Claire Gorman against Kieran Bell. And it is a bouncing ball, 50-22 for Clovers. And what a big start to this second half for the Clovers. They have made a substitution as well. Beth Buttimer is on instead of Maeve O'Leary. And Kate Flannelly is also on in the backs. Nicole Fowley has gone off the field. But this is a big opportunity for Clovers. In the opening minutes of this second half, she's in the corner, diving! Is this a try? She can't believe it, absolutely gutting for Beth Buttimer. Her first involvement in the second half, her first touch in the game. The referee has a quick discussion with the AR. But they come back. Free kick. Edinburgh, well, it must be said, they are very fortunate not to give away any tries in this game, because Clovers have crossed the line twice, but they haven't quite got it down both times. It's a knock-on from Edinburgh, but as we mentioned, Clovers so unfortunate not to get the try there with Beth Buttimer in the corner.
They've been really unlucky there, Griff. That was a fantastic move, obviously something that they've been practicing in training this week. So yeah, really unlucky for them there.
Beth Buttimer, only 18 years old, 3 tries in the tournament so far, joint top try scorer for the Clovers. That would have been her 4th of the campaign. Unfortunate for the young hooker. But Clovers again looking to try and punish Edinburgh's defence. Peeling away towards this right wing, Gorman. And here they come, down the blind side, 2-on-1 situation, Gorman. This is surely going to be a try for the Clovers. And it's about time they cross the line. First try of the game for the Clovers. Claire Gorman crossing for her 2nd of the campaign. And they fully deserved a try.
Yeah, definitely. They've obviously spoken about being clinical at half-time there. Unlucky on the first attempt, but they come away with points now on the second. Really, really good peel off down the blind side. Obviously identifies space and then a fantastic finish.
And a 2-on-1 was created by Kiripati at the back of the scrum, just drawing Leah Brebner Holden in, creating the 2-on-1. And it was too much for Kieran Bell, the Edinburgh defender, to track both Hughes and Gorman down, and Gorman crossing. A good try for Clovers and absolutely deserved. And this looks like, oh, it's a great kick, just about grazing the left stick. Doesn't quite make it, but Clovers back in the game. And they'll be confident now that they can go on and get another one to try and get ahead of Edinburgh.
Yeah, I think you as soon as you've scored the first points, that's when it starts to come a bit more natural to them. Obviously, they've been clinical now. They've missed out on 2 opportunities, but now they've got those points on the board. They'll be the momentum will start to shift again.
Clovers 5, Edinburgh 7. Here at Parker Scarlett, under the beautiful sunshine of West Wales. As we get underway again, big carry and a big tackle from Edinburgh, but pumping the legs and making huge meters. Clovers trying to break through the line. O'Dowd offloading efficiently inside. Here we go, Beth Buttimer, show and go. Taking on the Edinburgh defence. Alia Ronald with a tackle, a show and go from Alia Hughes, plenty of space. Nicole Marlowe misses the tackle. They're still going forward here. Gorman combining with Hughes. The ball's been turned over though for Edinburgh. And they'll be so relieved after Clovers cut them apart once again. Alicia Hughes creating space, and it must be said, fantastic work from Hughes to find the gap, showing her experience, showing her quality, and unfortunate to lose the ball in the end.
Yeah, Hughes has been fantastic at doing that all game. She's just holding the ball, just delaying it, and as soon as that defender turns their hips and that gap becomes available, she's taking it. She's going through the middle of the rucks as well. So it's just showing how much vision she's got as a 9, and it's fantastic to have a 9 like that.
Yeah, the experienced Alyssa Hughes, 19 caps for Scotland, played for the Barbarians as well. Certainly going to steer this young Clovers side through the Edinburgh Storm in this second half. Another evenly matched scrum. The ball is out towards this near side. Flannelly into Waldron. Waldron, Gorman. Back inside, Corey. Clovers back in a familiar position. Only a couple of metres away from the Edinburgh try line. They look to switch the angle of attack, however. It's Dorothy Wall carrying just in front of the sticks. Big tackle, but they're still pumping the legs. Almost there for Collis. It comes out, big tackle on Niamh O'Dowd. Wall, big hit from the Edinburgh hooker. Trying to poach around herself. Alyssa Hughes. Big tackle needed from Edinburgh. Brian McNamara, massive hit on the opposite number, but there's space on this near side. One more pass and they're in the corner, second of the game, but it's gone forward. That vital pass from Eva Corey into Claire Gorman has gone forward, and another chance goes begging for Clovers. Disappointment for the Irish side, but relief for Edinburgh once again.
Yeah, that's so unlucky there, isn't it? But again, Edinburgh's defence has just been fantastic. They've gone in and around the sticks and they've managed to, stop them getting that ball dotted down. Obviously, that forward pass, they're really disappointing, but really good attack from Clovers. Their offload game has been on all match. So, yeah, it's been really exciting attack to watch.
Substitutions for Clovers. Coming onto the field, Michelle O'Driscoll. As we see, it looks like Claire Gorman has gone off. Try scorer who potentially probably should have had 2 has gone off. And it looks as if Clara Barrett has moved from the outside centre position onto this right wing. But it must be said, once again, Edinburgh have gotten away with another big Clovers attack. It was another Clovers error that ended up with a forward pass. Edinburgh need to exit from here. McNamara in the pocket, goes towards the far side. It's an intelligent kick. Rona Lloyd chasing. However, McKinney, good feet to get past Lloyd. Inside it went. O'Driscoll. And once again, Edinburgh Rugby defending. Big tackle. It was Meryn Gunderson. The ball has gone forward, but they'll go back for a penalty. And it's the same story as in the first half so far. It's been all Clovers and Edinburgh defending for their lives.
Yeah, and what I've noticed, Griff, is that Edinburgh are reluctant to kick as well, and I don't know whether it's because they see the counter-attack from Clovers as such a threat, but they're showing how good they are at counter-attack when the ball does go into their back 3 players.
In the first half, the Clovers line-out didn't quite go to plan in this sort of area of the pitch. However, it's a new hooker on the field by now, Beth Bettimer. They tried the front ball last time, and this time he goes up to Ruth Campbell. And they've got this one organised. They've got this one rolling forward. Bettimer's fallen onto the floor, and it's out. This time, Waldron tries to hook it back towards Kate Flannelly. Corey ducking and diving, trying to beat the forwards. Absorbed by Ronald and Ferry. Dorothy Wall with a carry. Hughes with the ball out. Campbell. The substitution sees the space. Flannelly. How's this one going to bounce? Kieran Bell tried to take it. And it's a try for the Clovers. Clara Barrett potentially should have had one in the first half. She does have one in the second. 4th try of the campaign for Clara Barrett. But it's an error from Kieran Bell that's created the opportunity, but Clovers fully deserve to be ahead in this game.
And yeah, we saw something really similar the last time these two teams met. There was a kick put in behind and a really unlucky bounce for Edinburgh, but it's the pressure as well of the chase from Clovers that it puts that person that's supposed to receive the ball under pressure, and then that's where the mistakes come. So fantastic chase from Clovers there and a really well-deserved try.
And Kate Flannelly, it's the confidence to use the boot in that position as well, which creates space. It's the fact she saw the space, she put it there, and it creates pressure as well in the back line when you're running back, especially on your own try line.
Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing worse than when you're having to receive a ball and you know that all the pressure's on you and you've got someone breathing down your neck like that. So it was fantastic execution of kick and fantastic chase as well.
And a fantastic conversion as well from Kate Flannelly. She's come onto the field, certainly made an impact in this second half. An assist through that kick for the try. And Clovers ahead for the first time in this game. Clovers 12, Edinburgh 7. Sub for Edinburgh. Nicola Haynes is on for Alia Ronald. As Brian McNamara gets the ball back alive. But if you're an Edinburgh player here, you can be overly disappointed because they've defended so well for so long, and they've always been on the back foot. It was inevitable that Clovers were going to get a couple of tries.
Yeah, it's really hard to keep players out when that pressure is on you. They look so comfortable in defence still, though, even though there have been some points scored. They just look so comfortable and they back their defence, which is obviously something that's been really beneficial for them in this game.
Good carry from Kayla Waldron. Clovers edging out of their own 22 slowly but surely. Flannelly puts this one down towards Brian McNamara, who's dangerous with a ball in hand, beating 2 defenders. Eventually taken down by Clara Barrett, but there's space on this near side. Has that gone forward or backwards? Backwards, says the referee. Natasha Logan with space, isolated, and the ball is turned over. After making the hard work of cutting through the defence, she needed some support. That's a good exit from the Clovers scrum half, Alyssa Hughes. But it's gone out on its head, says the referee, and they'll come back just inside the 22, and Edinburgh have a good opportunity here to try and get a try back and try and get back into the game.
Well, the stats are in their favour, really, aren't they? They've had 1 or 2 entries into the 22 and come away with points, so it'll be nice to see them have some attacking play in that 22 now and see if they can do anything with it.
First line out for Nicola Hayes, doesn't quite find an orange hand. Exit for Clovers. Stays alive this time. Nicole Marlowe receives the ball, taking on a couple of the Clovers defence. Pullman with the carry. It's a good tackle though from Dorothy Wall. Denholm. Big hit. And it is in fact Maeve O'Leary who started off as hooker for the Clovers. Now playing in the loose, and it will be a scrum Clovers. And it's good defence again from the Clovers, trying to push Edinburgh back with all their might and eventually taking the ball back. Exactly what they'd want to see.
Absolutely. There's been so many turnovers in this game as well. There's been jackals, there's been counter-rucks, and there's been hold-up tackles as well. So it's definitely something that both teams have obviously been working on, and they've executed really well today.
It will be a scrum Clovers. And it looks like Dorothy Wall has gone back to play in the number 8 position instead of the second row, and I believe that starting at hooker, Maeve O'Leary has moved back into the second row of the scrum as well. So great to see the versatility that the Clovers have, and it's definitely an asset you can have if you've got players who can play multiple positions within the pack.
Yeah, definitely, and throughout the competition as well, we've seen lots of changes to the Clover teams. So that just shows that they've got strength and depth in all the positions, and that they can all fit in seamlessly. No matter what team's out there, they all perform well. So it's really positive to have in a squad.
And it keeps the opposition guessing as well. You don't know what you're going to face when they make any serves. It could be they could rotate anyone, and it's a different opposition you face, and it's a different challenge with every position change they make.
It's really hard to prepare for because you can't actually guarantee who's going to be playing where and what skill set that they're going to have in that position then. So yeah, it's definitely a positive for a team that can be able to do that.
Huge scrum from Clovers, coming away with the ball. Alyssa Hughes, hands off one, big tackle from McNamara. Eventually ball finds its way out to the winger, almost crossing over this near touchline. Digging her heels onto the field. Dorothy Wall, big carry from the skipper, coming back the way they came. Flat pass onto the winger. Clara Barrett puts it down towards Nicole Marlowe. Marlowe boots this one down the field, taken by Neve O'Dowd. There's plenty of options over towards the far side. Good rush defence from Rona Lloyd, forcing Ruth Campbell to carry by herself, and she was isolated. And it's a penalty for the Clovers. Hands on the floor. And it's an opportunity again for the Clovers, and from this position right in the middle of the field, could go for touch or for the scrum. Which option would you lean towards?
It's been very equal, both in the scrum and obviously in the line-out. So I think that either way, they don't even look like they're going to go for either of them. They're actually going to go for the quick tap. They back themselves enough. So yeah, it's good to see that they've got all options.
Wall into Flannelly. Flannelly towards the far side. The hooker, Buttimer, goes on to Corey. Wall, once again, absolutely dominant carry from the Clovers' skipper. Back into the pocket, we find Brianna Haleman. However, offside. So, another chance for Clovers. And this time, they're within striking distance of the sticks. Now all options are available. Scrum, points, tap and go. Looks like Dorothy Wall might have pointed towards the posts.
I think they're having a big discussion of which one to go for.
They're going to go for another tap and go. And this is what we want to see. Both teams backing themselves. Cutting through the gap once again. Maeve O'Leary. Nevo Dowd this time. Big carry. As the Clovers are looking to get their third of the game. And it's gone forward. Penalty. And it goes Edinburgh's way. Good defence once again from Edinburgh. Oh, they're not going to hold it around here. Rona Lloyd, first time we see her in some space. She goes for the kick, but slightly slices it. And it goes out on its head. But Edinburgh trying to go quickly there, doesn't quite come off for the Scottish side.
Number 19 is Lucy Kidd.
And there's another few changes, but after Edinburgh won the penalty, they went straight away instead of slowing the ball down, which was, well, an opportunity for them to try and slow down the momentum of the Clovers, and they went early and they're now under pressure again.
Yeah, absolutely. They haven't really backed their kick today. I've seen that they've not been trying to get rid of it. They're not trusting. Perhaps they're afraid of the counter-attack from the Clovers. But yeah, that would have been the opportunity to slow it down. And now again, like you said, they're under pressure. But fantastic defence again. So we'll see.
We will see, indeed, as Clovers keep coming through. Maeve O'Leary. Over the ball goes the replacement. Lock knocked on. Scrum Edinburgh. And around 20 minutes to go in this game. It could go either way. Both teams showing what they've got. However, Clovers, similar to what they were in the first half, they've been predominantly the attacking side in the game. They'd certainly back their chances to go away with a victory here. Yeah, and
it's good to see that both teams are still looking to play. They've still got a lot of energy, even though there's only 20 minutes left to go. So, yeah, it's exciting rugby, and it can go either way, like you said. So, both teams are just backing themselves brilliantly. So, yeah, it's exciting to see where it's going to go.
Multiple changes for the Clovers. Fresh scrum half. Moena Wall on the field, as well as Roisin Ormond in the front row. Nevo Dowd still holds her spot in the front row as it stands, and she's been excellent all game in the loose and in the scrum. And here we go, that's the effect of the new forward, and they've gone quickly again. Edinburgh 3-on-2 on the far side, going herself, breaking through the line, trying to offload, but the opportunity wasn't there. The ball's been stripped by Clovers. Fantastic work in defence from this Irish side, but once again Edinburgh tried to go quickly and due to that, they find players isolated, not enough support, and they lose the ball.
Yeah, and it's been a similar story throughout, hasn't it? And actually, for both teams.
What a line it was from Eva Corey, tackled by her opposite number, Nicole Marlowe. There's a good opportunity there for Clovers, as they've still got plenty of space on the far side. Has that one gone forward? Unfortunately, yes, off Niamh O'Dowd. But as we were saying there, Edinburgh find themselves isolated when they go early, and they might need to slow the ball down slightly if they want support to be on the shoulder.
Definitely, and I think that's something that one of the leaders on the pitch needs to enforce. We don't need to go quickly. We've got time, and we can back our kick and get it down there and put Clovers under pressure, that they've been putting the pressure on Edinburgh.
Yeah, an injury here for Eva Corey, who did absolutely brilliantly to cut through that Edinburgh defence. Didn't quite have the opportunity to go all the way. But Clovers currently ahead in the final game of the Celtic Challenge for these two sides. A victory for the Clovers would take them above Gwalior Lightning as it stands, up to the 3rd position in the table. Edinburgh guaranteed 2nd, so this result doesn't matter to Edinburgh. However, they'll definitely want to win. They won't want to go out on a losing mentality, having only lost the one game so far this campaign against Wolfhounds the first time round. They'll certainly want to go out on a win. And as we saw just earlier, the fresh legs of the Clovers side in the scrum, despite giving away the penalty, they looked like they were the enforcers in that area and ready to go again. This time it's a better attacking scrum from Edinburgh, as we see the ball shipped down the field from McNamara, and it's a good kick. It does bounce favourably for Edinburgh, and they've made good meters there, and it's Brian McNamara utilising her boot effectively once again. But Edinburgh now, they need to try and get back into the game. They've been defending within their own half for the majority of the second, well, both halves they've been defending for the majority of the game. They really need to try and get into the 22 to make something happen, because it's virtually impossible to try and go coast to coast at this level.
Yeah, and credit to their defence, but it would be really nice to see them being able to attack more in the Clovers 22, because like we said, the stats are definitely in their favour.
Beautiful line out. Buttimer finding Dorothy Wall at the top of her jump. There's a good driving maul. No one knows where the ball's gone. The ball's in fact behind that cluster of players, and Clovers hold on to the ball. Over the ball goes Edinburgh. Huge turnover. Natasha Logan over the ball there, holding on, and an opportunity to get down the field again. And Edinburgh working hard to try and make some territory. There's a big kick here from Brian McNamara. Good kick towards touch. And a chance here for Edinburgh to try and create something, to try and get back in the lead, or at least get some more points on the board.
Replacements coming on for the Clovers. Number 17 is Greenie Burke, and number 19 is Claire Bennett.
Couple of changes then for Edinburgh and Clovers.
Number 23 is Hannah Walker.
Coming onto the field, Hannah Walker for Edinburgh, and it looks as if Kieran Bell has gone off, with Rona Lloyd coming onto this left wing rather than right now. And a few other changes for the Clovers. Neve O'Dowd has gone off the field, as we see Roisin Ormond come on to the park in the front row. Edinburgh good with the line out, organised, however good defence from the Clovers. Ball is out this time. Rona Lloyd, some space, trying to find the gap. Good tackle from Jane Clossy, but the ball is out again. Denholm finding Nicole Marlowe. Clovers go over the ball, but Edinburgh hold possession. Hands here, but the referee brings it back for another forward pass, this time from Edinburgh. And the disappointment from the Edinburgh players we can hear from up here on the gantry. Disappointment for Edinburgh, especially with that being their first purposeful attack.
And it's happened a lot in this game. Every time that one of the sides has got momentum, there's been a fumble of the ball or a forward pass or something small that could have been a different. If that forward pass or hadn't have happened, then they could have come away with points, and it could be a changer in the game.
Yeah, just a couple of small errors at the vital moment has stopped both sides from scoring tries. Clovers 12, Edinburgh 7. Just over 10 minutes to go here at Parc y Scarlets in this first of two games here to complete the Celtic Challenge for 2024. Another good scrum from Clovers. Good run from the replacement, Michelle O'Driscoll. And Clovers look to put this one down the field. Nicole Marlowe sees the space, gives it to Rona Lloyd, who's tackled by Jane Clossy, who's been everywhere in the second half. Again, Clossy tackling her opposite number, Alex Stewart. But they come away with the ball once again. Is that one held up? The ball is in fact back with Edinburgh. Pullman looked like a high shot on the prop, but they come out with the ball. McNamara, one hand off, trying to take on three players at one time, is the centre. But Edinburgh are going backwards. Rona Lloyd, I think, has found herself back on the right wing. And the ball is messy. The ball's gone forward. Advantage. And it's a penalty. Knocked out of the scrum half's hand. Edinburgh go quickly. They don't want to hang around here. Support required for the Edinburgh lock. Denholm, long ball out. Marlowe out the back door. Brian McNamara, good line defence from Clovers. The line speed from the winger, Clara Barrett, has forced the error of the Edinburgh team, and Edinburgh once again will be disappointed.
That was a fantastic spot tackle. If they'd got the ball away just before that tackle there, Rona would have been in space, but yeah, fantastic tackle there from Barrett.
Despite the hard work from Barrett, Edinburgh have pounced on the ball once again. There's another penalty, and they'll go for a scrum here to try and create some space. It is right in the middle of the park. And they'll make a couple of front row changes just before this scrum. Both props have gone off the field. Poppy Fletcher and Molly Pullman onto the field. Katie Lindsay and Alison Wilson. And their first job will be to secure the scrum. This big scrum. Under 10 minutes to go in this game between Clovers and Edinburgh. Edinburgh have been defending for the majority of this game. They only managed to score in the last few moments of the first half. And they'll certainly fancy doing the same in the last few moments of the second half. Denholm, Nicole Marlowe, great defence once again from Clovers. Read like a book, smash hit once again from the Clovers. And it looks like it's the Irish side that are enjoying the afternoon more and more here. Parker Scarlett. A looping pass was needed there from Brian McNamara. Decides to take it herself. There's an opportunity here. There's an overload. Denholm carrying herself, tackled by Murana Wall. And still Edinburgh ball at the moment. There is an injury on this near side as Edinburgh look to attack. Rona Lloyd almost throwing the ball towards touch, but it was just about grabbed onto by Sarah Denholm. But Edinburgh not making huge meters here due to the fantastic defence effort from the Clovers. Arm is out from the referee. Penalty advantage. Rona Lloyd doesn't quite meet the hands of the Edinburgh supporting player. They'll come back. Penalty, and they've gone quickly once again. The intensity of this game is absolutely fantastic. Over the ball goes Kayla Waldron. Another penalty for Edinburgh. And they'll go quick once again. This time it is the scrum half, Brebna Holden. Big hit just outside the breakdown. And it looks like Edinburgh are trying their very best to keep the intensity in this attack. Trying to find a way through is the number 8. Over the ball goes the Clovers, stolen. Huge defence from Clovers. And Edinburgh will be absolutely gutted that they couldn't make the most of that attack. They tried to relieve some pressure. Great kick. Is that taken by Rona Lloyd? Oh, big hit as well from the winger, Alana McKerney. And Clovers have done absolutely unbelievably there to stop Edinburgh. And they get away with that attack, and Edinburgh will be bitterly disappointed.
I think Edinburgh have set out to how they want to play. They're going quickly at every single opportunity, but like we said earlier, that just means that your players are isolated. So Clovers have got over the ball fantastically well, turned it over and then chased down that kick as well. So really good defence again from Clovers.
Dorothy Wall at the top of the line out. And they get the ball away. Clovers, pressure's on. Just about gets away with it. Collected by Hannah Ramsey. Fresh onto the field. The ball is out. Nicole Marlowe, a show and go. Beats one, beats two. Taken down by the Clovers skipper in the end. And they'll still come towards this near side where Rona Lloyd is ready to try and launch an attack. Trying to square up the Clovers defence, but again, over the ball, penalty advantage. 13. Looked like potentially in from the side and off her feet. The ball is out once again. Edinburgh, they've got a free play here with a penalty advantage. They'll go back all the way towards this near side for the penalty. And they've been going with a tap and go every time here, but they're slowing it down. They'll go for touch, territory, and then launch an attack this time.
Yeah, and I think that's definitely the right decision. 4 minutes left. I think get into the 22 and hopefully be clinical there and come away with some points.
Last replacement for Edinburgh Rugby, wearing number 20, is Samantha Tagane Kuru.
A line out for Edinburgh. It's a big opportunity. They've got all 8 forwards involved in this one. Quick substitution though for Edinburgh just before they feed it in. Adele Ferry is going off all the way onto the far side, and she's been instrumental to the Edinburgh attack this game. Great line out under pressure from Nicola Haynes. They've organised this driving maul. Edinburgh have been on the back foot for the majority of this game. Taken down by their own team. Rona Lloyd, space on the far side, going all the way around the long way. Nicole Flynn, good defence once again from the Clovers. The Edinburgh attack halted once again. Marlowe, McNamara trying to break through the line, looking to keep the ball alive, keeping her hands free. Isolated, Katie Lindsay, support just about getting there in time. Arm out once again from the referee. How many penalties will they have before the referee goes to the puck? It must be a question that the Edinburgh team are asking the referee. There's no time to stop and ask. The Edinburgh team just want to get on with it. Tired bodies out there on the field. They're inside the 22. It would be huge if Edinburgh could get a try here. They've defended absolutely heroically for pretty much 70 out of 80 minutes in this game. Clock is trickling towards the red zone as Edinburgh try to penetrate this Clovers defence for the second time in this game. Big carry from Lucy Kidd. Space here. Might need to be a long looping pass. Rona Lloyd then. Rona Lloyd, the gas on the winger, crossing in the corner. Give Rona Lloyd an opportunity. She won't miss. First start for Edinburgh, first try for Edinburgh. And the scores are level.
How fantastic was that? And I think they've been trying to get Rona the ball a lot in this game, and she just hasn't had the space to execute anything with it. But there, that's what she can show, what she does best. When she's got a little bit of space, there she goes over the line. What a fantastic try.
Huge try for Rona Lloyd in the corner. You knew straight away, once she got the ball in hand, the gas that she has, she was bound to score. This could be the final action of the game. And it's an absolutely huge kick for Nicole Marlowe. Clovers ready to charge this one down as Marlowe takes her time. It looks to have the accuracy, doesn't quite have the legs. And that will be the end of that game. Huge try to finish the game for Edinburgh. And the scores are level here at Parc y Scarlets. Clovers 12, Edinburgh 12. And what a game it was. At the end of the day, Edinburgh defended fantastically, and they deserved to get the try in the end, but Clovers, they can be disappointed as they dominated in large parts of that game.
Absolutely. I think it was so even across the set piece, and obviously the defence for both teams were fantastic. So I actually think that the draw is actually, you know, although disappointing for Clovers, I think it represents how the game went, and it was so even throughout. So yeah, what a game of rugby to end their matches on.
Edinburgh getting in the corner with a last play of the game. It was a crucial try, and it was going to be Rona Lloyd. The experience she has any sniff of the try line and she was going to score.
Definitely, and I think they could have utilised her a little bit more during the game, but they just couldn't get the ball there due to Clovers' rush defence. So yeah, it's good to see Rona on the ball in space. What a fantastic finish from her as well.
And overall, both sides have played wonderfully today. Clovers will be disappointed, Edinburgh relieved, but it's been a good quality game today between both sides, evenly matched, and it's great to see the quality of rugby that both teams possess in today's game.
Yeah, definitely. As we spoke about, it was very evenly matched throughout the game, and what a score to represent that.
And we were going to do a player of the match just before Edinburgh scored, but Connie, I'll ask you, who was your player of the match today?
Yeah, I'll stick with my decision. So it was Alyssa Hughes, the 9 for Clovers. I thought that she showcased her experience throughout the game. She was vital in every single attack that Clovers had. She went through the middle of the ruck quite a few times, show and go. She was just vital in giving that momentum to Clovers, and I think that her accuracy of pass and her experience really shone through today.
Yeah, fully deserved player of the match, Alyssa Hughes, in the Scarlet Sun here in Llanelli. What a game it was between Clovers and Edinburgh. It ended up Clovers 12, Edinburgh 12 after a big game between these two. Courtney, thank you for joining me. You will be joining me in a few moments' time for the other game, which hopefully will be just as exciting as this one, which will be between Brython Thunder and Gwalia Lightning. But the final score in this first game of two here at Parc y Scarlets, Clovers 12, Edinburgh 12.